Hello, my name is Rolf Green and I'm going to do the presentation on the Alpaca Research Investment Chart. In this presentation, I would like to complete two tasks, but for their completion as an introduction, I review the Signum Tradingview setup very briefly. Signum, in this case, calls the daily income maker Tradingview chart successfully by implementation of the alert signal message. However, I will not go into detail about that setup, except to show the alert signal message calls the Tradingview chart from Signum Exchange for trading purposes. Then I will continue to complete tasks 1 and 2 by showing the successful application of the Alpaca Lightweight Mark Research Chart and the Alpaca Tradingview Research Chart, which worked successfully from real data. In this case, instead of using the Thonny IDE, I will use the command prompt directly to operate applications. Of course, the Thonny IDE becomes useful in the software development process because of its simplicity. I will also show an Alpaca file, simple-real-chart.py, that initially worked well by itself but does not use Tradingview's advanced Gaussian strategy. I should note here that the Signum Tradingview strategy does not require extensive code skills. Nevertheless, the Alpaca program provides a simple, direct, binary, free in this case, even to present the Tradingview chart. While both provide free chart tools, the exchange of trade uses the Signum or Alpaca API platform to align Bitcoin wallets to submit bank deposits ultimately. So let me go ahead and show you the Signum auto trading and the daily income maker Tradingview chart that I made with it. As you can see here, I'll go ahead and expand it. The Tradingview chart is quite elaborate. It has range trading with several parameters that you can calculate buy and sell signals. It allows you to operate with more insight into how the market is trending. Okay, so let me get back to the Signum so I can show you briefly how it operates. Let's go to 7 minutes where he's
Welcome to Signum account all the time because Signum is showing you here. Now also you can choose who is able to call this bot. So in this case, TradingView is allowed to call it, or if you want to use make.com, or if you're a developer and you want to allow your own IP address from your servers, you can simply add it here, click save, and then we will allow this IP address to call your bot. And this is simply a security measure, so make sure to keep this in mind. So in this case, TradingView is default. It will always be allowed to call unless you uncheck this box, of course. There is one more thing you need to understand when it comes to the position size. So how does the bot actually execute the trade? Well, it converts 100% of one asset into the other asset. That means if there is a buy signal, it will take all of the USDT and convert it into NIR. And then when there is a sell signal, it will take all of the NIR and convert it to USDT, right? So it goes back and forth. That has a lot of benefits. One benefit, for example, is that you can add more NIR and Signum will simply sell all of it, even if Signum did not buy the NIR. That is very practical, especially for longer term strategies. Having said that, we have already gotten feature requests from users, of course, who want to send how much to buy and sell from the trading strategy directly. And we will add support for that very soon. And like I said before, we have these blue information messages all over Signum informing you about how features work. And in this particular case, we say that we believe that Signum should not be used on time frames below 1 hour. And the reason is simply that signals have to go from TradingView to Signum and then to your exchange, and that takes a little bit of time. We need about 5 to 10 seconds to execute each trading signal. Just make sure that this 5 to 10 seconds does not impact your trading performance. And with all of that, your setup in Signum is fully finished. The next thing to do is to trigger this bot from TradingView or wherever you want to trigger it from. But from TradingView, it is very simple. We built it with that in mind. You only have to copy the name, the alert message, and the webhook URL into TradingView. Very simple. We have a video showing you how to do that directly below your bot settings. Now that you know how to create bots and how to manage them, head over to your dashboard. In your dashboard, you will see all of your assets, and as well, you will see the total dollar value of those assets.
Okay, so that gives you some idea of how that one works. And I will go on to explain it a little bit further as we go. But I first want to complete, as I mentioned, tasks 1 and 2 with the Alpaca API fetching data correctly. The node data available from Alpaca messages resolved in both charts for task 1 and 2 are working. This completes the report of the research investment chart and its final submission. Now the charts finally work. So for task 1, we do the IDE setup in libraries. Open the Thonny, and in this case we'll use the command prompt to demonstrate the command here, Python app Tradingview.py and Python mock app lightweight.py. And they use the following libraries: Python -m pip install Flask and Python -m pip install Alpaca -py. The challenges that I faced and resolved were pip issues when I didn't have them properly installed before. So we just used commands to install Python, the latest version, and the pip, the latest version. The Alpaca -py version found a mismatch with the file I already had, so I had to correct the old alpaca.py file by deleting it and not allowing any mismatches there. And note the data fetching issues fell back on mock data for the lightweight chart, and the chart scaling issue was fixed with fit content method. The template mix-up, which I mentioned before, was resolved by deleting one file. And the Alpaca API response parsing issue was fixed by accessing para.data, bars.data. Okay, the repository requires all the latest updated files. For example, app Tradingview.py, we'll show you an example of that, and mock app lightweight.py, which uses the current version with mock data. App Tradingview.py actually uses real data. And you can find the templates in the template directory for Tradingview and for the lightweight mock data, as noted. The static lightweight charts standalone is placed on my desktop, so it doesn't have to refer to the network to get it. And I have a simple real chart that I produced with Alpaca separately from TradingView, as mentioned. And we can do the test to make sure that Alpaca is accessing the APIs in the config.ini, which it is, and we have requirements for Flask and for Alpaca-py in the correct versions. If the versions are not correct, then we download this particular one, 0.14.0, and the readme.md includes the markdown for the task 1 IDE setup. And it notes the libraries for Flask and for Alpaca and the install command here. These are the install commands for the Flask and the Alpaca-py in the correct versions. Note, lightweight charts library is included locally in static /lightweight charts .standalone.production.js, which I downloaded to the Alpaca directory that I am using. And in task 2, we have a chart and menu that allows TradingView to use different ticker symbols, and it also uses the advanced chart with the Gaussian channel. That's used in Signum as well as Alpaca, as I'll show later. We can run the Alpaca, the Python app, to see how it works. The TradingView app and the Lightweight mock app. I'll do the mock app first since it's simpler. And it's simply a test item, test case. And we'll do that over here in the command prompt. First, I have to change the directories to the last place where I put the Alpaca files, the most updated. And we'll insert the command and let it run until it gives us the local URL that we need to see the chart. Okay, so now it's running very well. It's not really showing any errors, although it does mention that the debugger is active. And it gives us the local URL to access the chart. And you'll see the chart's pretty rudimentary at first when you're using the Lightweight. It's a bar chart. As you can see, the Alpaca Lightweight chart is a mock chart, and it provides all the data we need for AAPL. If I try to change it, for example, to VST, it will stay at AAPL, since this is just a mock presentation. So we'd have some shortcoming if we couldn't change the signal, the ticker symbols. So we have to work further in order to get a ticker symbol change to bring up a new chart. That's noted here. We run the app for TradingView .py. It will give us real data and the opportunity to make changes in the ticker symbol. Okay, so let's get right back to the command prompt with Control-C out of here. Hopefully. Let's try that again. Let's close this guy and go back to Signum. And down here we should be able to do a Control-C. There we go. You do a Control-C to get out of Alpaca and start a new program. Let's try again using the advanced link, which is the TradingView link for Alpaca. It might take a second. And there won't be any sign to worry about no data available from Alpaca since it's been updated. And it gives us the local URL where we can see the chart. And so we just copy and paste it into the browser. And it will resemble the TradingView chart that we saw presented by Signum. And you'll notice that it has a menu here in which we can update the chart. This one is showing the Alpaca data. It's very functional. And we can see any dips and rises. This would be, right here, it turns out this is really current. This would be a great place to start looking for investments as long as the volume and the momentum are high enough. And that's programmed into the trading. Now let's say we want to change the symbol. We can do that in the menu up here, VST. Just an excellent company. Let's see if the update chart works. Okay, so the update chart worked very well. It provides a readout of the data for the stock down below in the command prompt, and it shows a let's see, here we go. This is Vistra, which is a utility company that's doing very well on the stock market. It's actually made significant earnings. But I just want to highlight the fact that we are able to change symbols I could put in MSFT for Microsoft or for some other investment symbol. Now let's moving on down. We note we run the mock. We use the local URL, entering AAPL, which would be Apple. And we could even try Tesla. Maybe we could try Tesla right here. And the market won't work. It will simply show the same AAPL information. But in this TradingView one, we can even try Tesla. Let's update the chart with Tesla. Yes, it works. Showing a change in the heading or the title, and indicating the Tesla stock performance. And we know recently Tesla's taken a hit, so it's at a low price. But the potential of the company might influence some people to believe that it's oversold, and it may be due for a comeback in the future. It might be a good place to look at. But the reason why we have the charts is so that we're not operating in a blind alley. We can see what's really happening in the real world. Now, the original chart showed the daily income maker that's found in TradingView when we use, for example, Signum, and we explain creation versus simple real chart, which I have created in Alpaca. That's a chart that I originally created in Alpaca without TradingView, and I can show that to you briefly here in the command prompt, if I can just move it up a little bit. And we do the save close, Control C. Hopefully it allows me. And try again, Control C. Yes, it did. Okay, and then I'll clear the screen so we can see a little better. CLS, and we'll try the simple real chart that I created specifically for Alpaca, not using the TradingView. It presents a nice chart as well, and it allows for symbol change using the binary for a simple real chart. Okay, let's give it a run. Okay, in this case, as you can see on the command prompt, I have to enter a ticker symbol. So I'll enter my own ticker symbol. We might as well make it the standard AAPL. And when we're done, we just indicate done. Start fetching the market data for AAPL, Apple. And hopefully the chart pops up, and it does. So here we see the AAPL stock analysis for the last 90 days. And you can see there's a lot of volatility with Apple. And it provides an opportunity for close range trading. And I also have other charts using this program that zero into trade locations where you might want to effectively make trades on a short range. It's called range trading. So we can close this chart, having shown that it's actually working, and watch what we do when we close that. Well, actually, we don't have to close it because we updated the code so that we can look at other sources of information. So let's say we want to look at my TradingView chart again. I'll just highlight this one right here. And I'll type it here. See if I can get a new chart. It gives me the URL reference for the chart right here in TradingView. And we'll be back to the original one. And that's using Alpaca standalone. It gives us the URL reference for the daily income maker investment chart that we created in TradingView. It's pretty exciting, actually. Great chart, as you can see here. It's a big chart. And it shows a lot of momentum, a lot of volatility. And in some cases, that can be a trading opportunity. In addition to that, it gives labeled current information. It's quite dynamic. So as you can see, it's TradingView Bitcoin in this case. You could do stocks and other investment vehicles as well. So I escape out of here. Hopefully I can escape out of here. I'll close it down to a small size. And we'll get back to our little lecture. So we finally, as a note, successfully called the Alpaca chart using APIs that work correctly. We don't receive any errors. For example, no data available from Alpaca messages. They're all gone from the TradingView chart as well as the others. Both charts are fully functional and meet all project requirements. The TradingView chart uses TradingView's data feed, which is acceptable. We also had a chance to display the Alpaca chart with its data independently by switching from lightweight charts to the Alpaca real chart that I described. So that concludes my presentation and this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. And of course, it leaves room for improvement along the way and implementation of various strategies that work hopefully successfully for you as well as for others.